Hello, my name is Grant Larson, and I am a professor emeritus at Thompson Rivers University in Kamloops, British Columbia, Canada. I am now retired, but while I was at the School of Social Work and Human Service at Thompson Rivers University, I had the privilege of working with Dr. Julie Drolet on a project called Rebuilding Lives Post-Disaster. This project included researchers from 6 different countries around the globe that sought to advance knowledge in long-term community-based recovery and resilience in post-disaster communities. The specific focus of the research I was involved with as a Canadian co-investigator centered on disaster mitigation strategies in 2 communities in the southern interior of British Columbia that were ravaged by wildfires in 2003. We explored with study participants how these recovery strategies had worked 10 years after the fires. The wildfires of 2003 were largely considered the result of drought, pine beetle infestation, and climate change. The Okanagan Mountain Fire ravaged a urban area of the city of Kelowna, British Columbia, destroying 238 homes and evacuating approximately 35,000 people. This is an urban area where the homes were well insured, and although a local winery was damaged by the fire, no major employers or businesses were destroyed. The other fire, the McClure Mountain Fire, occurred approximately 2 weeks before the Okanagan Fire, and it destroyed the entire village of Lewis Creek, including 72 homes and 9 businesses. This area, which is north of the city of Kamloops, was rural and was primarily a single industry village where the major employer, Tokol Mills, was destroyed and never replaced. Many of the homes in this area were either uninsured or only partially insured. We conducted qualitative research, which included interviews in a focus group with disaster responders, government officials, health advisors, Aboriginal advisors, and affected community members. The interviews and focus group questions focused on the themes of sustainability, equity, and livelihood. There were several major themes which arose from the analysis of the data, but in the interest of time and for this short video segment, I will only mention 2. The first is that the community context of a disaster matters, and that the experiences of the residents of the urban affluent area of Kelowna were substantially different than those in the rural region of Lewis Creek. The highly insured homes in Kelowna were quickly rebuilt. There was no major loss of employment or livelihood, and respondents indicated that the community had recovered and moved on. One respondent stated, "It was a bad event with a good outcome." By contrast, 90% of the respondents of the McClure Fire felt that the community had not recovered. Many of the homes had not been rebuilt. Tokol Mill had not been rebuilt nor replaced with another industry, and many of the residents had had to move away for employment. Residents of Lewis Creek remained angry 10 years after the fire by the lack of sustainable recovery strategies. The context of the community then may be strongly related not only to how the immediate disaster or crisis plays out, but how quickly and how well the community recovers. The second theme suggested that it is essential to involve local community members in long-term recovery efforts. Residents of Lewis Creek stated that disaster responders, politicians, and government officials entered the community after the disaster with a rather paternalistic attitude about what was best for the community post-recovery. They suggested that many of the mitigation strategies had simply not worked, and it was the residents who knew better what was needed and required for recovery of their community. As a result, Many of the affected individuals stated they were still angry and they were still waiting to be heard, but that unfortunately 10 years after the fire, no one outside the community was much interested now in their recovery. I hope that I have made you a little bit curious about our research and that you will consult the website and contact us, the researchers, if you have further questions. Thank you for watching.